Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. At first glance, this looks like the FP Journe Octa Calendrier in boutique edition form. Only it precedes the boutique edition with black dial and rose case by 3 model years. So what is this watch? Well, it was ordered as a special edition by Sincere, one of the premier watch vendors in East Asia, and it was ordered this way back in 2006, again 3 years before rose gold with a black dial became exclusive to the boutique limited editions. So this watch is a true unicorn. Taking a look at the size, it's the highly desired and discontinued 38mm case in rose gold. The watch measures in thickness 10.5 millimeters and 44.8 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, with a 20mm spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see this retrograde date annual calendar wears beautifully. I do prefer the 38mm Journes. They were discontinued after 2015. This watch, of course, discontinued in several different ways, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but it would wear well on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. It really is perfect for him or for her. It's a unisex option, and it's thin enough to fit underneath the cuff. As you can see, the strap is an FP Journe factory strap. It's large rectangular scale alligator leather, matte finish on the top in black, black monotone stitch. You can see a broad but still rolled edge of the strap. This is a folded edge, not a sheer cut edge. But then the surprise, this is something you see on a couple of high-end watches from relatively low volume brands. Round scale, small scale gator on the bottom and big scale on the top. The idea being gator on both sides, more expensive but longer lasting, and this watch is worth it. You can see that the lugs are drilled rather close to the case, so the watch will fit well on a small wrist, and then a curved spring bar is used, so despite that close drilling, there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. You can also appreciate that there are absolutely no marks on this brand new FP Journe factory strap. Taking a look at the buckle, rose gold, simple, easily adjusted, appropriate for a dress watch. Everything on the case is of a high polish, and you can see the overlapping lip of the case back in the bezel defines the mid case, which features integrated lug profiles, and the lugs turn down very sharply, almost 90 degrees from the case band, again for the sake of ergonomics. The bezel is domed, allowing it to slide under a cuff quite easily, and we have the characteristic FP Journe crown design, double dimpled with a knurled profile. Turn it all over, and you can see this is Octa Caliber 1302. Automatic winding, it beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It's adjusted in 5 positions, which is the high horology and chronometer standard. It uses an enormous balance with a huge amount of inertia and free sprung for durability as well as precise adjustment. Though the watch has a 120-hour chronometric power reserve, it will run for about 160 hours to exhaustion. All of this is 30 meters water resistant. You can see the whole movement is gold. That was phased in mid-2004. It is a very hefty watch. Though 38 millimeters, you have a gold case and a gold movement, and if you've ever held an FP Journe gold movement blank before it's machined, it's like holding a Olympic medal or some sort of gold medallion or coin. It's quite impressive. So a solid 18 karat movement with a 22 karat winding rotor that features guilloche in a grand doge or barleycorn pattern, all screw heads black polished with circular cote de Genève on the bridges. There is a machined bevel on the edge of the bridges, that's characteristic of Journe, and then the wheels feature satination with engine turning on the base plate in 2 different sizes. Again, all of that 30 meters water resistant. There is a quick set system for rapidly adjusting the annual calendar. Just turn through midnight to make sure we're not in the danger zone here. So you have an annual calendar with a retrograde date. It only needs to be adjusted once a year during the jump from February to March. That's why it is called an annual calendar. And it has a quick set. In one direction, it sets the day, and then in the other direction, you can see it sets the day and it sets the date. And then after the 31st, the date retrogrades. It's a lot of fun. Journe pioneered the idea of bolts, assembly bolts on the dial side of the watch. It was panned initially, but over time, virtually everyone in the industry has come to copy it. You have a black dial with an applique, or I should say, bolted scale for the retrograde. And again, this combination of the rose gold case and the black dial would later become exclusive to the boutique editions, making this special order from Sincere exceptional. You can see there's a polished steel bezel that frames the sub-registers for the hours, minutes, and seconds. Then we have black on silver print there with a pyramid pattern at center. You can also see that there's a little bit of a distinction in the color, as the hands for the time are blued, but the hand for the retrograding date has been black polished. It's very special, very handsome, with a sharp black on silver tonal contrast for the date windows. Very cool, very rare, and very collectible. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.